Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're riding on a high off of 2 hours of sleep because our baby decided to play Let's Not Sleep All Night, a game apparently invented by babies to keep parents from having a good night's sleep. But we are here and ready to watch the Viper playing as the Berbers in green, against Vivi playing as the Chinese in red. Now, while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Berbers are a Civ that pushes its players into the 4 welcoming arms, or should I say legs, of cavalry. All stable units are 15% cheaper in Castle, 20% cheaper in Imperial, which makes their Berbers super duper trash units. Their camels can be upgraded to regenerate health, similar to a Viking Berserker, although less HP per minute, and their castles can be upgraded to work 25% faster. Both features strongly benefit their unique unit, their first unique unit, the Camel Archer. This is a mounted camel, or rather a mounted archer unit with good HP, great speed, and an attack bonus against cavalry archers. Oh, look, even the Viper can't get a villager by a rhino without taking hits. Man, it is very rare, and I am here for it. Vivi also looks like this villager took a hit. We saw it once recently, but ever since then, no one has been able to pull a rhino or an elephant without taking any kind of damage. Even Berber villagers, which move, take a look. We'll get into that in a second. At the bottom left of your screen, 0.84 movement speed. In any event, the camel archer, as I was saying, does come with an attack bonus against cavalry archers. Now, starting in Castle Age, the Berbers can also start training a second unique unit, the Genitor. Think of this as a mounted skirmisher unit that comes with more HP but less range and does cost a bit more food because, of course, you have to train the horse as well. Now, to help get your economy up and running as fast as possible, Berber villagers do move 5% faster in Dark Age and 10% faster in Feudal and afterwards. Take a look, 0.84 movement speed to the usual 0.8. Now, opposing the Viper, who, as I said, in green, incredulously, the Viper usually plays in yellow. Let me know what you think. Somebody recently commented that I should change the colors to reflect the traditional choices of the players. As you can see to the right, I mean, I can change the color like I just did, but then you'll see 4-3 showing 3 being the original color. What do you guys think? Should I change colors because of their traditional choices, or should I let the players choose their own colors? You know, sometimes Hera will not play blue, sometimes Doubt or whoever will not play red, sometimes the Viper, as we see right now, will not play yellow. In any event, Vivi as the Chinese, a very well-rounded civilization whose economic bonuses, strong tech tree, means a player has a lot of options on how to crush his or her enemies. To start with, all technologies get progressively cheaper starting in Feudal. Chinese farms also start with 10% more food. Their town centers support 10 population space instead of the usual 5, and you hit the ground running by starting every single game with 3 more villagers, but 200 less food and 50 less wood. Now, to help defend your economy against raid, Chinese town center come with extra line of sight plus 5, giving you time to garrison your villagers or prepare to defend them while your opponent rushes into you, and your walls and towers can be upgraded to have 30% more HP. Now, on the field of battle, this is where things get cool. The Chinese can field all top-of-the-line infantry, although without the supplies upgrade, be prepared to shill out a little bit more for your champions. Their foot archers and skirmishers are also quite strong, especially if you mix in their unique units. One of my favorites, the Chukanu, a foot archer that fires multiple arrows, can be upgraded to get even more attack. And while their cavalry doesn't really stand out in my opinion, and man, have I gotten in trouble for saying that, but while their cavalry, again, it doesn't stand out, their siege can be a pain in the ass to deal with since their scorpions can be upgraded to get +4 attack. So these are the 2 civs we'll be watching today, 2 powerhouses in their own right. One very fast-paced, one with a very diverse tech tree that could lead to a number of different playstyles and strategies. Let's see how it all shapes out. By the way, let me know what you think in the comments. If you've gotten this far in the introduction, should I cast games with the colors that the players choose, or should I change the Viper to as yellow? Or should I change it back to green because that's, I guess, what he chose? when he played this game. I generally, let's put it like this. I've only changed the colors of the players once, and that was on the Christmas Age Holly Jolly Bloodbath edition. I believe I changed them to green and red just to make it very Christmassy and holiday specially. Aside from that, I am very hesitant to change player colors because, again, I mean, the Viper chose this color. Who am I to deny, his choice? Sorry, my when I said who am I, my brain went to that old song, the Sim Sima, who's got the keys to my Bima. Oh man, that reveals my age and my lack of attention span, to be honest. Interrupting myself. Both players now in Feudal. While they begin engaging, Viper has discovered where his opponent is located. Vivi has seen just the tip of the base, the stables, and the house. Let's take a look at their resources. Primary, at least. Nice and secure gold in the back for the Viper. Nice and secure stone in the kind of center back position for the Viper. Vivi, primary stone, gold, incredibly exposed here to the front. Primary stone, nice and secure in the back. So, advantage so far, Viper, when it comes to location of resources, but take a look at how far these wood lines are away from his town center. Vivi, though, you know what? Is it me or do they seem a little bit closer for Vivi? Maybe that's the trade-off. His gold is a bit more at risk, but his lumber is not. My favorite lemon bushes, would be remiss not to mention them, because of course, if you don't have shtick, you've got nothing, and those are my favorite lemon bushes with the pretty blue butterflies. And let's see what the Viper can get done here. He is circling with 4 scouts. 2 skirmishers are being built for him, likely in a defensive stance. Yes, they haven't even exited the archery range. Lion joins the Viper's army, takes away a little bit of HP, but pays the price and dies. And now the Viper turns around and heads home. Or maybe not. Maybe it was a feint. He saw the archer. Maybe not. Doesn't look like he saw the archer. Looks like he tried to get in there, expecting maybe a gap in the defenses. But this archer is not long for this world. Just got trained, immediately thrust into war. This is like Starship Troopers. You get a little bit of basic training, and then you immediately get thrust into war with the arachnids, or whatever they were called in that book or movie. And they just demolish you the second you get dropped off on their desert planet. Lots of analogies here, although I guess in that analogy, the Viper is the bugs, and Vivi is the tyrannical human government. No, actually, you know what? I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. Read the book. The movie is great. Starship Troopers, the book, much cooler, much more political, much more, you see a lot of cool features about the whole world that the author tried to create in the book that you don't really see in the movie. The movie is fun. Every movie that came afterwards, I think they made like 3 or 4 more, were just absolute horrible movies. Things that should never have been made. And once made, they should have been burned with fire. But the first Starship Troopers movie, pretty fun. And you know what? Anything with Denise Richards is not a bad movie in my opinion. So take that as you will. Defensive tower by Vivi. This is how he plans on defending this gold. Structures to the left, tower to the north. And nothing can get into here now. I mean, unless the Viper decides to push in. 1 tower, enough to shoo him away. Vivi, by the way, sees this villager building the wall up, decides not to go after him because with 18 HP, better to scout than to attack right now. 4 archers moving forward, should be able to get into the back of the base. By the way, has Vivi seen? No, I said don't attack. You've got 18 HP. Now you've got 12 and you've done nothing. Viper moving forward himself, but that these scouts, these skirmishers are not going to have, much success. The range, not the highest on them at the moment. What is it, by the way? Only 3. No, that is not the range. 4 is the range. And so these lumberjacks are free to jack lumber all the livelong day. They cannot be reached by those skirmishers, but Vivi, returning the favor, has moved in with an archer force of his own, and boom, down goes the villager. 7 kills to 3 in favor of the Viper, but I believe, yes, that was the first economic kill of the game, and now Vivi is pushing in. The Viper looks like he's still trying to bust in. I was going to say it looks like he busted in on the mini-map. It definitely looked like he was inside, but no, still trying to bust in. Those two houses, just barely enough HP to be able to shoo this force away and keep it at outside the gate. Vivi making good use of these villagers. You don't really need to get it all the way up to 750 HP. 200 HP is good enough against a unit that attacks on a 5 and a unit that attacks on a 3. Archers still just resting on their laurels of 1 kill. Now get a second with the high ground. Bad engage here for the Viper, hoping perhaps that quantity will beat out everything else. He's got 4 healthy archers against 4 somewhat damaged archers. +1 attack for Vivi, +1 attack for the Viper, both going up to castle. Vivi with a 1 minute or so advantage. Double whammy. And 2 scout cav die, and now Vivi will be able to shoo this entire force away, even though one of his scouts is considerably weaker than the other. Let's see how this goes for the Viper. I don't see any units. Okay, 1 spearman. Oh, by the time he gets there, I was going to say I don't see any units streaming across the map to intercept. But just as I say that, the spearman comes. Let's see Vivi's reaction time. Sees it immediately. Oh, he tries to deke, but the spearman's got a spear and he's poking the horse's ass, and the horses die. 2 kills for the spearman. Beautiful sick get there by the Viper, but at the end of the day, the center of the map now belongs to Vivi. The Viper thinks twice, thinks better of his move out, and then returns home. University, first structure to go down for our red Chinese. Bodkin crossbow as well. He is going full on archers, full on ranged mode. 12 archers, 41 villagers. The Viper still not in castle, 20 seconds away, getting bloodlines, showing us what he wants to get. Bloodlines plus stable means some kind of mounted unit. I mean, I guess. Let me know if you disagree. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of right. I said mounted unit immediately, Bodkin and crossbow, because he's got 9 archers, so why the hell not upgrade them? But I don't know that we're going to see many archers after this. But 2 knights also out. Yeah, rather not out, but in the production tab. And these crossbows are going to have a field day until the other crossbows show up. It does seem like Vivi has the padded archer armor. So he's got a +1 defense, but he can't take fights from the low ground. I think the high ground advantage probably outweighs that extra +1 armor. Okay, it does have the high ground, and look how quickly he's picking off these green crossbows, although the knight's closing in. Should be able to get a good amount of kills here, the Viper. What's the HP on this knight? Oh yeah, no, he's gonna do just fine. But the presence of a tower should shoo him away. Yeah, look at this bow saw. So our Chinese is looking to go ranged. I hope that means we see Chukanoos, although with 1 villager on stone, on stone, not likely. My goodness. Can I call something right this game? I said literally a second ago, our Chinese is going ranged. And what does he do? He trains a camel unit, a camel rider immediately. But you know what? You saw your opponent going, interesting. You saw your opponent going knights. You have to assume he's going to build more. These are gold intensive units that have upgrades that Vivi must have clicked on this unit and seen. Number 1, it's HP, and number 2, it's 2 armor. So he knows the Viper is investing a good amount of resources into these knights. Will the villager get there in time? By the way, I was confused about this. Why not just demolish these palisades and build 1 town center here? I mean, look, I'm never gonna, number 1, never gonna question what the Viper does. Number 2, never gonna question building 2 town centers at once. Your opponent only has 2. You are now on 3 as the Berber. But there is more. There are more crossbows moving out. Army supply double for our Chinese. He is also 3 villagers ahead. And the Viper retreats 3 full health knights, now with husbandry as well. So they should be able to, I think, outrun the camels at this point. Yeah, 1.49 tiles per second to 1.45 tiles per second. Well, let's follow along. You know, we'll call you Joe. Joe the Camel Rider. As he rushes forward, 7 army supply ahead. Stork, though, beats them all to the punch. Oh, I hate when players do this. Even high, super duper high Elos, super duper great players attacking buildings with camels is just not what camels are supposed to be doing. And this, by the way, is exactly what knights should be doing. Viper splitting up his forces, catching reinforcements. This is 2 free crossbows for the cost of nothing, and a lion. Oh man, these players are going to get letters from the World Wildlife Federation, or PETA. Surprised the developers of the game haven't gotten letters yet, saying, why did you make animals that are killable? Video games cause violence in real life. If you were alive in the 90s, man, you remember that debate, which of course was all bullshit. As if playing Age of Empires makes you angry. You know when it makes you angrier? When somebody lames your boar or something like that. And then you throw your hands up into the sky and swear you're never going to play again, or swear that you're going to do something bad if you ever catch this person. But of course, in real life, you're not. Come on, who's kidding who? We are all of us keyboard warriors. Oh God, speaking of death and destruction and violence, these crossbows don't stand a chance. Camel's engaging a little too far off, but he's entering a bit of a kill zone here. Okay, decides to stop prematurely. Lion not really sure what to do, who to attack, going after knights. And now all the crossbows are dead. And the sky is gray. Viper's out for a walk on a rainy day. Oh my goodness. Oh, kills another lion. Army supplies now even. Let's take a look at the upgrades. 0 upgrades on these camels. Relying more on the bonus. Take a look. Cavalry +9 than any kind of actual enhancements to the units. Although again, right as I say that, scale barding armor gets researched. Doubling up on the wall off is Vivi. I wonder if this is because he doesn't want the Viper to break in, or if he doesn't want the Viper to break in while he's the one putting on the aggression. Moving out here, 2 monks, a 3rd one on the way. 6 camels, 13 crossbows is a pretty damn good army against pure knights. So let's take a look. If he can get 2 converts, 16 knights becomes 14, and his army supply all of a sudden gains 2, which is a 4-unit swing. Let's see if he manages to get one. No, he does not. Monk, hello. A little exposed here, no? Storks, man, they're seeing everything in this game. What kind of tree are we looking at here? A palm forest, my favorite forest of 1 tree. 2 units for free. Vivi gives them away. More knights streaming across the map. Vivi's got the stone for a castle with 11 villagers on that resource. The Viper doubling down on knights here as the Berber, remember, in Castle Age, 15% cheaper, 20% cheaper in Imperial. Not that he's banking any kind of resources to go to Imperial. Beautiful placement of the crossbows here for Vivi. This is problematic for the Viper. I mean, he's got overwhelming numbers here, but 5 knights can clog this bottleneck up pretty damn good. And a castle also. Oh, no, the castle's pretty far away from being completed. 7 crossbows. Fantastic placement there for Vivi, but ultimately the Viper just muscles his way through, but the castle changes all of the dynamics. 1, 2, 3 kills for him, or it, rather. I don't think castles have a preferred gender. Immediate wall off here to the side. Has the Viper even seen this? No, he has not. A 4th town center for our Berbers going up. I mean, he will now. Will he? Will he? Look at the Viper exploring every single avenue of attack that he possibly can. How many players would have just stopped when you were 2 dark tiles away from Terra Incognita? But no, the Viper needs to know whether or not there is an open tile there and explores it. Again, camels, no upgrades whatsoever except the armor upgrade. Going for stone mining at the moment. Very interesting. Okay, I can see why. This is a bit of an oversaturation. You know, Vivi might do well to put a mining camp over here, no? Or not like exactly where my mouse is, but on the other side. So that the villagers don't have to walk too far. Viper. Aggressive castle placement. Will the crossbow see it? Now he's building light cab. Going up to 19. Saving gold. It looks like I said neither player really banking resources for Imperial. The Viper's banking the gold. Vivi banking the food. Viper's going to see this castle. No, he does not. The hill's always so tricky when it comes to line of sight. Because what looks like 2 tiles could be 3 or 4. Oh, but Vivi exposes it. And now he sees it. We'll catch another monk. Oh no, Vivi going up to Imperial first. Viper still needs 100 food. Now the light cav are moving in. But Vivi's blocked the path. Beautiful, beautiful. This castle getting a good amount of kills. 6 kills so far. Should get a 7th. Yes, it does. But now the castle won't be going up anytime soon. Vivi, look at this. Look at this wall off. Fantastic, but stuck behind his wall, he can do nothing but watch as this castle comes under attack. The Viper with no fewer than 17 cavalry units. 2 camels say, you know what? We are like Beowulf at the end of every movie, of every saga. Poisoned. Our HP down. We are weak. But we will give our lives. Oh no, oh no. Will Vivi cancel? Will Vivi cancel? It's got 500 HP. Trying to lure away a few of these knights into the castle and into the pike. Okay. Fantastic play by Vivi. Wow. Getting, getting what? 6 knights? And saving the castle with 400 HP? How many villagers moving forward? 9 villagers moving forward to finish building it. It's only at 38% though, and the light cav are gonna have a field day. Pike need to get their asses over to the south side of the castle. Camel archers are out. You know, I generally don't like to see these unless your opponent has gone cavalry archers, because again, their attack bonus, take a look, is against cavalry archers +4. But they're pretty damn cool. They attack pretty damn fast. And now Vivi is an Imperial Viper getting Casbah to make his castles work faster. He wants those camel archers produced ASAP. Whereas Vivi is going Elite Skirmisher, Conscription, Heavy Plow. He wants more food. He wants a quicker building skirmishers. The Viper, though, with another castle, taking a 3rd relic. Vivi. Not Vivi. Oh, my God. Vivi. Turtled up. Defended well. The Viper put on a lot of aggression. And what that means is the Viper has map control. Take a look at the Viper's vision of the map. I'm going to zoom out. Sorry to anyone on a smaller screen. Take a look at the highlighted areas. The Viper sees all of this. Vivi, except for these units moving out, this is his vision. Constrained to his base. He doesn't know what's popping out of here once these pikemen lose their vision. But what's popping out is a Treb. Vivi, though, already has one of his own. And is going up 2 to the 3 rather to the 2 of his opponent. Gets a convert on the camel archer. Beautiful, beautiful use of the monk there for Vivi. Defensive castle on the hill. Beautiful placement as well. Viper responds with his own King of the Hill castle. Castles all of a sudden everywhere. Castles de jour. But it is Vivi's castle that comes under attack first. And Vivi, I'm starting to get a little worried here. Our Chinese has gone ranged units with the exception of a few pike. Chukanu? 1 Chukanu. Okay. Again, one of my favorite units, but only 1. But he's going ranged units against 2630 light cav, which at any moment, he doesn't know, at any moment can become hussars. This castle, even though it's on the high ground, even though it's taking less damage. Oh, and the Chukanu dies, but there are 2 more. With 2 more in the production tab, now he's getting thumb ring, leather archer armor. Well, how does it go again? Padded, leather, and then ring, right? Halberdier upgrade. He sees all of these light cav, which are doing nothing but posturing here, trying to keep Vivi's units away from the camel archers, the juicier target here. But they charge in. Oh, did you see that deke move by the Viper? Oh, this is going to be horrible for Vivi. He over-committed to ranged units, like I said. Oh, the sounds of death everywhere. Death and mayhem. Oh, no. Okay, army supply still pretty similar. Villager supply, not about 10% different. And now halberdiers are out. Okay, Vivi holds. But he can't lose this castle. Take a look at all of the infrastructure here behind this castle. If he loses this, 1, 2, 3 archery ranges, 1, 2 barracks. But the Chukanos are out. Chukanos are going to be pretty damn good. There's a bombard cannon for our Berber as well to add insult to injury. No, the castle goes down. He has to go on the counteroffensive immediately, but he's got no wood. 270 wood. Oh, no. Whoa, 306 APM. Hero level APM out of the Viper, 106 peak. A little bit later in the game than the Viper's peak APM, but wow. He needed to defend that castle. Take a look. All of a sudden, this castle was like a a velociraptor slicing your stomach open, and all of a sudden, all the ooey gooey insides. You got your monastery, which I guess at this point is pretty useless. But 1, 2, 3 archery ranges, as we saw, 2 barracks and a stable, are now all of a sudden incredibly exposed. And all he has left everywhere else on the map is 1 stable and 2 barracks for a player who has decided to go ranged. Look at this crossbow, skirmisher, Chukanu. 5 halberdiers is basically they exist to be meat for these light cav units. I actually want to see that fight again. That was such a cool deke move there by the Viper. So let's see what happens. Vivi engages into castle fire, it looks like, and into camel archer fire, thinking that maybe he can, maybe he's safe under the shadow of these 2 castles with 4 trebs of his own. And maybe he was right, but let's see what the Viper did here. By the way, what are we working with? 30 light cav, 6 camel archers, a monk, 6 or 7? 6, but we'll call it 5 because this guy's hasn't reached the battlefield yet. So 30, we'll add him, 36 and a monk against 11 pike, 3 Chukanus, and a whole, I clicked the frickin' tree, and a whole bunch of skirmishers, 18. But 18 skirmishers against light cav are going to do literally nothing. They attack on a 6, no bonus. These guys have 4 armor, which means you need 40 of these skirmishers to one-shot a light cav, and he does not have 40. He's got 18. So these guys are a non-factor, instead of relying, I think, on the castles. So let's take a look what happens here, because I think the Viper did a cool move. Yeah, look at this. He peels away. Originally 12. Doesn't want to engage and cause a traffic jam, because that's exactly what Vivi wanted. If the Viper, if these 12 light cav were behind here, they'd just be hanging out like this guy. Look at this guy. He doesn't know what the hell to do. He doesn't have room to engage. The area of attack for him doesn't exist because there's already so many. These 2 in the back are also not engaging. And so Vivi here has completely taken away the numbers advantage of the Viper by creating this choke point. But the Viper, not his first time at the rodeo, sends a bunch of light cav north. Unfortunately for them, 12 have become 7 before they can even engage into the trebs, before they can engage into anything, because these castles, the crossbow, and 1 pikeman. Let's see what ends up happening. Castles shelling away at them. 7 have become 5. And the Viper didn't even need them here. Take a look. His unit's just plowing through with his camel archer reinforce. 12 kills on these 6 units, whereas the skirmishers only 2. Only 2 kills on them. But you know what? I give it to Vivi, targeting down the camel archers. And now the Viper's northern force is basically dead. Got 1 light cav, which just bit the dust. So a cool move, but ultimately a fruitless one, because they accomplished literally nothing. 4 trebs have become 3. Maybe they killed 1 of the trebs. It's hard to say who killed the actual treb, to be honest. 6 camel archers have become 4, have become 3. So Vivi here taking a fantastic trade, I think, despite losing 2 trebs. I mean, 2 trebs is a bad loss. 800 resources in total, 400 wood, 400 gold. But the Viper, 30 light cav. 30 light cav is 2,400 food. No, minus 20%, minus 15, whenever the hell he built them. I'm not going to do the math. Anyway, it's above 2,000 food. Whether even with a 20% discount, 2,400 would be what? I can't do the math. It's around 2,000 food lost. But food is food. He's got 50 villagers on his farms. He's got map control. And how many stables does he have to keep pumping out these Berber? 9 stables. Whereas Vivi, so busy defending the entire game, has no infrastructure for archery ranges. Oh, by the way, now that this castle went down, again, we forgot, or rather I forgot, I shouldn't blame you guys. I accept responsibility. A 4th archery range here in the front also in jeopardy. And again, this is a player. Take a look at the resources. Take a look at which way he's leaning. One melee attack, 1 cavalry armor, 2 infantry armor, and then almost all of the archer upgrades. Although it looks like iron casting is going to be finishing up for him. So for his melee, which will benefit both his bipedal and his cavalry units. But cavalry units, he doesn't have cavalry units. He barely has any gold. Barely has any food. Barely has any wood. And so Vivi going full balls to the wall ranged unit composition. Once he loses this castle, 1, 2, 3, 4 archery ranges in jeopardy. He has the wood to build 1 archery range. And that's it. And even though he's got, right before his demise, 38 villagers on wood, they need time. Then you have to build the infrastructure. And then you have to train units out of the infrastructure. And even though you did get conscription, the Viper is here. He's on your front steps, on your front door, porch, whatever the expression is. Where's his bombard? There, okay. So he's got that bombard cannon. 4 long-range siege units. Not much that our Chinese can do about this. This was a good castle for him. And a good counter castle by the Viper. But take a look at the Viper's map vision. Look at this. Vivi can't move out from the south, the center, the north maybe. But Vivi's map vision, look at this. Constrained. The Viper should have been called the boa constrictor. The way he's been choking Vivi ever more and ever more into his base. Let's take a look at the stats. Oh, did the game end at 43-43? No. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. For any of you who are into numerology, 71 light cap, 53 crossbows. Economically, not a huge disparity, about 5,500 resources. The Viper getting all 5 relics, but the game didn't last that long, so only 600 gold. He actually mined less gold than Vivi, but 1 extra castle's worth of stone, 5,000 more food for the Viper, but Vivi edging him out just a little bit, 500 in wood. What are the converts looking like? Both players had a good amount of monk play, a little bit of monk play. 4 converts for the Viper, 2 for our Berber. Kill count, the Viper 158, Vivi 109. Vivi, just that 1 villager kill from earlier on in the game. That villager, where was he running? Around here, I think? Or was it here? No, I forget. By the end of the game, the map looks completely different. That being said, the Viper, 13 villager kills. Remember all those villagers he slaughtered as he tried to stop this castle from going up. And ultimately, even though supplies are not super duper far away, the Viper himself is not capped out, and by any stretch of the imagination, still 24 population away from being maxed out, but with 51 villagers, 50 plus on food, and as we saw, 9 frickin' stables, it's only a matter of time until he's at 200 population, while Vivi is struggling to get up to 150. And now, what is his army composition? 7 Chukanus. 7 Chukanus are pretty damn good with 5 halberdiers. So he could have held here. But again, nothing he could do against these world-ending engines, these siege engines of destruction. And so Vivi, going heavy on the archer play, ends the game with 500 wood in the bank, all of his infrastructure, with the exception of 2 barracks and a stables, under immediate siege, under immediate threat. And so decides, you know what? At this point, I took a great fight, FYI. Amazing fight here for Vivi. I love the use of a choke point. If there's ever a clinic on how to use a choke point against overwhelming numbers and better units, that was it. Especially with a castle to the south, a castle to the north. The Viper just threw an entire army of brute force against Vivi, and even though he took the fight initially, ultimately it did look like he was losing. I mean, take a look at the ground. I mean, the decomposition may be at a different rate. The units decompose at a different rate on the battlefield. There's a lot of red to the south, but take a look at all these light cav, all strewn about, their deaths. But ultimately, the Viper getting 3 of the 4 trebs of Vivi, getting the southern castle, exposing Vivi's ooey gooey inner center of infrastructure, takes the W, even though Vivi put up a fantastic defense. Viper takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.